wanted to add a little background about myself. I am a former volunteer of MPI for 2 years, and I participated in political leadership training, a joint leadership training conducted by MPI and International Alert. So much for that. I hope that you feel good today. And we are very much thankful that you responded to our invitation, and I hope that we are all excited for today's topic. Because today, we are going to talk about positive engagement or peace building from the perspective of youth. But before anything else, I would like to give you a brief background about how this public forum came into being. MPI Public Forum started year 2011 with an aim to provide an opportunity for mutual learning and sharing among the people of Mindanao and the international participants from other countries in Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, and the Pacific. Through this forum, MPI strengthens its relationship with local partners and expands its network in Mindanao. Before I introduce our host and guest for this talk show, allow me to review the recent topic of MPI's Public Forum from 2011 to 2018. Let's start in year 2011. The topic is Peace Building through the lens of Mindanao and International Civil Society. In 2012, Restoring Justice, Building Peace, Learning from Indigenous Peoples. And in 2013, Digital Peace Building, Empowerment and Change. 2014, 15 years and beyond building just peace for all to commemorating peace builders around the globe. And in 2015, CSOs in the peace process, stories of overcoming challenges and moving forward. 2016, overcoming challenges, making just, peaceful and inclusive societies a reality. And in 2017, rebuilding Solomon Island, living crisis for peaceful coexistence through peace-building interventions. And just last year, 2018, the topic is creating a culture of peace. And finally, this year public forum entitled Positive Engagement on Peace Building, which is also the theme of this year 2019 annual training. MPI chose this topic because we wanted to know the experiences, strategies, and challenges encountered by our peace champions in their local communities, organizations, and small groups. I would like to emphasize the word peace champions or youth peace champions. We call it peace champions because despite of the hardships and challenges they have encountered in their communities, they still manage to make their own ways and still strive to make positive changes in their community without expecting being recognized or paid for what they are doing. This means that these young people are really contributing to peace building in their community and encouraging their co-youth to participate and to be part of doing peace building even if they are belonging a conflicted earth. So just to make all these things clear to you, I would like to welcome this year Pepto host Ben Scully, who is also an alumna of MPI training and a fellow Asian Institute of Management, also a scholar of MPI International Alert through the joint leadership activity of MPI and International Alert. So this is my partner. I would like to welcome our guest, Anas Yunis from Syria, Lebanon, Dmitry Promorusi from Indonesia, and Zohaila Makatato from Philippines.
Again, please allow me to welcome you to the most awaited talk show in the peace building world, the backdrop of the Mindanao Peacebuilding Institute. So we have been blessed and opportune by the presence of our passionate peace builders all over the world who have been consistently giving their share of effort towards positive social change. This year's backdrop, we have invited 30 peace builders, as you can see, who will share to us not just their peace building efforts, but will also open themselves for a specific cause despite the uncertainties and complexities that they confront in their own communities. But of course, we will not leave you hanging or just sit and listen. We will also encourage everyone to prepare questions as we will open the floor to entertain a few questions from our audience, or as we call it, as Peacebuilding World. So you guys are called Peacebuilding World because we are a collective group of people coming from different parts of the world that's moving forward towards positive social change in our own respective communities. So now, please allow me to introduce our guests. We have Ditrik from Indonesia, Anas from Lebanon, Syria, and Sohaina from the Philippines. So hi guys! Aside from the microphone is so loud. So we're so excited to know each other. So can you please tell us something about yourself? What do you do in your community? And what specific interventions as possible do you have in your community right now?
Alright, hello everyone! Are you alright? Yes, you should be alive because it's still morning. Yeah, so anyway, I am Sohaina B. Macadano, connected currently and United Youth of the Philippines Women operationally in Mindanao. It was 5 hours travel far away from Davao City. Well, as a young peace builder in Mindanao, who've been actually dealing with young individual and youth organization as well, and women, and inspiring women, young tomorrow women in Mindanao. It was actually somehow difficult for us because at the young age I was actually able to engage and involve myself to the kind of different issues, concerns, and dynamics within our community. Well, as of now, as Sohaina B. Macadano, who actually advocating peace in Mindanao, we're in, as we all know, Bangsamoro, the most region in Muslim Mindanao, have been ratified last January 21, 2018, and we're currently facing the new form government in our Mindanao. So I'm proud to say that as a Bangsamoro, and as a Mindanao in Mindanao, I was able to sit here and also to share my experience to you guys, and hopefully I hope that you can actually share it together each other, and you can also have this culture of peace. So I think that's all.
Thank you, sir. Hey, so are you all awake or not? Okay. So my name is Anas, and I am from Syria, from Damascus, and I live in Lebanon right now, in Beirut, between Beirut and Damascus, in fact. So yeah, and I am, if you can call me peaceful, yeah, kind of a peaceful builder. Yeah, but I prefer the word clown. And yeah, I first studied the telecommunication engineering. Imagine it. Yeah, for my parents only. And when I finished my first BA, I started the one that I want, which is in drama and literature. And then right now I'm studying my master in nonviolent theater, educational theater. So yeah, most of my work are in the field of social theater and utilizing theater for peace building. So yeah, I'm a little bit close to the field of peace building. Also I work at the field of civil society as a facilitator for several programs with several NGOs, local NGOs and NGOs too. So yeah, and I do a lot of voluntary work as a clown. I work as a clown doctor in the hospital. So, and I really love this job. And also, I think that's it. And yeah, I work with an organization called Mubadiun, and Mubadiun work in the field of civil coexistence, or peaceful coexistence in the civil society. So that's it. And Mubadiun sent me here.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Ditrik. I'm from West Papua, Indonesia, and I just finished my theology study, Christian theology, because I'm going to be a reverend. And I have been doing ministry in a youth fellowship in my church since 2011. I was given a small responsibility to be a coordinator from one area, until now I have been given a responsibility to be the leader since 2016. So through this opportunity, this responsibility, I could make some programs that can help people, especially the youth who are dealing with their problems. Maybe that's overview what
It's an interesting introduction that you have, especially for Soraya, that you've mentioned that you're working with youth and women in Bangsamoro government or GARM. So how is working with them, especially with the transitioning with the Bangsamoro government? Do you face specific social problem or social divide that you guys confront each other now that it's timely that the bar is on the period of its transitioning?
Before the war started, actually, women in our community already involved. During the MOAED, before it becomes the framework agreement of the Bangsamoro, then it becomes the comprehensive Bangsamoro agreement, then it becomes the Bangsamoro basic law. And until such time that it was our president, the current president, who ratified our law, the Bangsamoro organic law, where currently we're facing different challenges, expectations, too much expectations, obviously, in our community. And as a project officer in the Unified Women, we actually facing different dynamics, especially politics, especially family feuds in our communities, and also as of now, the SPMS box, that is what we call it. SPMS box is the 4 areas where even Mindanao are currently actually facing the armed conflict between the Bangsamoro Islamic freedom fighters and the armed forces of the Philippines. So still, although we have now the bar, but still experiencing this kind of vulnerabilities within some of the grassroots in our communities. And that's how the challenges actually that we have faced, and we have to firmly involve with them, engage with them, talk with them actually through roundtable discussion. We do have the dialogues, and we also involve the religious group leaders who can actually share their experiences and their side, and also doing this kind of, because we have the women involvement in the WELL project, it's actually women empowerment and leadership development for the Bangsamoro. So through that, we're able to involve the women and the communities to highlight those provisions, those articles that actually talks about them. It's the law somehow in the grassroots community. It has difficult for them to understand the legal basis of the law, for them to understand and to really exercise their rights as a women. So we, as the Unified Women, were able actually to have this wide municipal symposium for them to really understand the importance and the essence of the Bangsamoro organic law within our communities. So currently, for the youth individual, we have the project also on youth engagement and network strengthening for the Bangsamoro. Because we see the sectoral seat in our government, the bar government, the sectoral seat for women and youth to be exercised and for them to be involved and deal with it, because the law talks about them. It's the law talks about them, so they must have the rights and have the position and have the stand to be involved in that law. So for us on our side, we're doing that one. We established actually the WIN consortium of youth in Bangsamoro Autonomous Region Mindanao to have create our Bangsamoro youth agenda. Our agenda that is being created by not just one youth organization, but youth organization as a whole within the bar territories. That's why we're looking now for the collective effort that possible, because we are in the transition period. We are still in the transition period, the decommissioning period, and for the normalization for those young individuals who are combatants, and how we are actually able to transform their lives into a normal lives, not the combatant ones, not the young individuals who are fighting in the mountains, but the young individuals who are able actually to foster a goodwill and a peace building in the Mindanao areas. So we're looking forward, and we really hope for a positive change in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Mindanao now.
Thank you so much. My take there is, I think it's very inclusive to have space or a platform for youth and women to be part of the process, especially that they are vulnerable also to different sorts of recruitment or or some things that could frustrate them as they go along with the process, right?
Yeah.
So speaking of inclusivity and creativity, Anas, you mentioned earlier that you're working and studying about theater. So my question is, since it's really interesting for me, how do you link theater to peace building, and how does the theater could help as a platform for people, to be engaged in the peace building activities?
So first of all, just like what you have mentioned, the theater is quite far from the peace building process, as it's seen from the one who is looking from outside. So whenever you go inside the theater world, you will explore that it gives voice for the voiceless. That's based on this. So that was the first one that I discovered that it is really powerful so we can use it in the social world. So I started to apply my academic knowledge and skills and experience in theater in the social work at 2014, maybe 13 or 14. It was only just kind of experiment for me, trying to mix my study with the work I love to do. Then I start finding the results of my experiment. I start to, what you can say, trust this process in a way or another. So after that, I discovered a whole new world, a whole new major in the theater it's called social theater. So we can apply the theater in the social world. Just like the street theater, maybe you can say interactive theater, mega theater of the artists. It's all based on the work of Auguste Bois. Auguste Bois is, we can say, the founder of the concept of participative theater. And all of the work of Auguste Bois is based on the work of Paulo Freire. It's one of the pedagogy of the oppressed. It starts from Paulo and Augusto started from the point that the theater is for everybody. The theater is not elitist. The theater is not only for a specific group of people. Everyone can do theater. Everyone can enjoy theater. Everyone can learn from theater. That's the point that started. So they created theater from the people to the people. So that's the way that we start creating the social theater.
Interesting. We could all see the dynamics between these two participants. From Sohaila, who's been giving her all effort for a mechanism that could include women and youth in the political circle of the political process, and then we have here Anas, who's doing also his effort to link theater to peace building and to make sure that everyone should be heard, the voices should be heard. And as he said, that the theater is for the voiceless, and it's been doing a lot of things for the community as well. So maybe also further, you mentioned earlier that you're helping youth to address their problem. So maybe know specifically what are those problems, and what are the specific interventions do you have as so far in your organization?
Okay, so in my case, my friends and I from my church, from the fellowship, we have been dealing with the problems that our members facing. One of those things is like English, how to be able to speak English. Like that's the main issue that we are dealing with, especially for this year. And so, like this year, to deal with this situation, we have been running a joy club. It's English course, and through this activity, we try to get links that can connect these people to some like exchange programs. So we already got a partner from United Church in Australia, and through this link, they were able to send some of our students to study abroad for a few months. And they just got back before I came here. And that's the main thing that we do for this year. So every year, with different concerns, different programs that we do in dealing with situations that our youth are facing.
The other thing, activity also, that the language is now the priority of our organization, especially now. We also consider that the gap that we have in the circle, if there is no communication or if there is some misinterpretation of the language barrier, and I think that's a good proposition that your organization is starting. So, Anas, may I go back with you about your work? Can you please give us an example or a specific activity that you have using theater in addressing a specific problem in your community?
Okay, so just let me give you brief context about this tool. Okay, so first of all, at 1967, I think, when he started creating this tool, he was doing generally political performance in a place where he was trying to, encouraging people to do a revolution. Yeah, but he was not working with his local community. He was a foreigner working for another area, just to encourage them. Then when the performance ended, the people got really encouraged and started going up to the stage and holding Gesto on their shoulders and saying that you are going to be the leader of our revolution. Then he started to think that what am I doing right now? Am I doing the right thing? He was saying that I am a theater maker, I am a theater creator. I'm not a revolution leader. So I should mobilize the people to work on their own issue. No foreigners or no stranger could come and work with them on their own issue and try to solve it. And that were the first time when I did the theater organizers came to a guest. So mainly our work is to enable and empower the youth and the adults in this tool and to make them work on their own. So they have the tool, so they can utilize it in their own community. So we don't use a performance for a community that we don't belong to. Because the people are not going to trust us or believe us. So that was the first item of this game. So mainly my work are in Syria and in Lebanon. So I will give you an example of one troop that I've been working with in Lebanon. Okay, North Lebanon and Tripoli. In Tripoli, there is a place called in Tripoli suburb called Al-Qubay Street. Okay, this street is in the middle of two places that is for Muslims, Sunni Muslims area, and another Alawi Muslims area. Okay, so there have been in the past few years, and there have been a kind of civil war between these two places all of the time. So and it is so fresh. So it's kind of the last armed conflict were from 1 year and a half old. So the trauma is already so fresh for the people. Yeah. So my work mainly was working for the youth, from people, for teenagers from the Jabal Hussein area and Tabbani area, together at the middle, the street of Qubay, to empower them to work on their area issues. So yeah, I started working with them for about 6 months, preparing and enabling them, empowering them in theater school, in theater knowledge, or theater. So they became a social theater practitioner. So after that, my work started. Now they will start to come. So right now they are doing a monthly performance for the two areas. So they are from the two area doing performance for for this area. Yeah. So yeah, that's mainly the type of work I do to enabling and empowering youth and adults.
Yeah, because I think that's also a manifestation of producing more champions in a specific from one community to another. No, so at the time that we're not going to be there anymore, there will be more champions or youth champions who will gonna continue what we started in the communities. And I think that's inspiring, right? So it's not just really our advocacy and all, but I think it's a way of life that we have, that like what we said. So I think what also the peace building world would like to know, no, is maybe also know the personal stories behind your actions. Like for instance with Sohaila, what inspires you and Amder to continue moving? What inspires you to move for youth and women in Born? What inspires you for your future action? And what inspires you to do activities that aims to resolve the problems of the youth in Indonesia? So I think that's part of it.
What inspired me is that first, I will be a referee. So this is something that I have to deal with in order to prepare myself to be a referee in the future. But apart from that is that what I experience is that when I'm given a responsibility to be the leader of this youth fellowship, it gives me lots of expectations. So these old expectations sometimes become my motivations. It inspires me, to do better and to give better for the members of our youth fellowship.
I think that we'd like to also know how about since there is an expectation and the tendency of expectation, also in return as the failure, as also how you as a reverend or as a youth champion in your community confront failure. How do you address failure in your
For me, there are so many failures that I have to face sometimes, but it's something normal because there is always conflict everywhere, there is always problem, and I don't do it alone. I mean, there are some church leaders from my church who are always helping me, and the other friends also as well. So we always develop ourselves. When we find out that there is a failure, we always do evaluation and we always learn from them.
It's inspiring to also know that like what Dirk said, that the relevance of having a support group or support team with you that's checking up on you, how are you, or checking up on your own mistakes to constructively make you a better version of your own. So I think let's go for next with Sohaila.
Yes, well, for me, based on my own experiences, actually, I was grown up in Cotabato City, wherein there's different dynamics actually because they are Mindanao in a Christian community, and I'm more indigenous people. Wherein me as a Maranao, I was actually born in Lanao del Sur, far away from Cotabato City. So I have to adjust those dynamics, those political issues, especially in Lanao del Sur actually, particularly in Malabang Lanao del Sur, where it's actually my place of origin, wherein there is a family feuds, a clash of clans. There is a lot of clashes between the family clans and the other clans and the other clans, where I experienced actually to become an IDP once in Malabang Lanao del Sur. I saw the child early and forced marriages as well because of the culture, and I think we have to be, that's why it's called me to become a culturally sensitive in dealing different young individuals, because as we actually deal with their story and as we all know their story, it touches our heart actually that it should not be happening, it shouldn't happen in the community, that we deserve those individuals who commit or who actually in the child early forced marriages. There's a lot of actually of inspiration for them to continue studying, not to stop, because somehow some of them stop studying because of that kind of form culture that you already married, you already have the children, but somehow it hinders you to stop and not to continue studying. So it should, I think for me, it should be stopped. It should not happen to me and to my other communities and for the future generation as well. And for the women, during classes actually, I know Beth is from Mindanao also, women actually experiencing violence against women, the vulnerabilities of women, women who have the right, not that have the right to own a land for their own, for them to operate, and to have this financial support for their own lives, or their own security as well. And I think it has to be changed for me. That actually really inspired me that as a youth, I really have to do something. I really have to do this peace building. I have to involve myself in this kind of conflict-sensitive issues for me to deal with it, for me to change the kind of form of challenges in our own communities. So I think, yeah, I think we have to do a lot, but I think it's not yet over. Never too young to lead. So I think that's my view and life as a young individual who believes that I can do more in all my own communities.
Yeah. For the information of everyone, so Highland has been very good friends with him for 5 years already since we're in college. But the thing is, my blind spot also, same with this building world, is we don't know much of your internal processing. Like, you know already that there is clan conflict which affects women and youth, a fixed marriage that's been hindering many women or many young children to study. Then, as you go along with that reflection, how do you deal with it? Like, do you have also the same thing with us, frustration, and how do you deal with the specific emotion that you have?
Yes, I was personally experienced that I was actually arranged a man where I never really seen him or since birth. I wasn't able to see that man, and actually my parents, after my graduation, it's actually my parents who talked to me, and they have already the arrangement, and I really have to cry for 2 months just to avoid and just to stop that kind of situation that, I was thinking that, I was actually escaped to that kind of situation because I was not yet living in the land of the Sur, and currently I'm living in Cotabato City, but somehow, why is it still somehow it follows? Why is it that it's not something that, it might happen to me, that I'm actually advocating this kind of issue. So that's I think that's the very challenged one. But I firmly stand. I really talk to my parents because somehow I can say that I have the power as a woman to voice. At least not raising my voice to my parents, but actually I really talk to them to have this kind of situation. And somehow, alhamdulillah, I actually able to escape that kind of, I think, horrible situation that it might be possible that happens sooner or later. And for other young individuals, what's really happening in the Mindanao areas, especially for those women and the youth individual in the Mindanao, I think it has something to do with really have the self-esteem, inculcate their rights actually. Somehow they should discover their rights as a young and a youth individual for them to see the good things also, and for them to have their own rights as a young individual and women, and to stop that kind of dynamics, and not that I think vulnerability really speaks that they really have to firmly stand their voices and rights as a young and women.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sohaila. The mere fact that Sohaila, or you mentioned about speaking up or raising up your voice for specific cause, especially if it's concerning you personally, is the same thing also that what Anas has been doing in his own community, like fury of the oppressed, the platform that aims to give space for people to get heard. And also with Anas, may I know also what inspires you to continue moving despite the conflict arising in your own community?
Nothing. Nothing. No. Yeah. So there is a lot of things that inspires me to complete my work on my own in the peace building process. But yeah, I think most of them that have relation to my past because I grown up in the Scout movement. Yeah. So I discovered my responsibility for the community toward me when I was really young. I was about 18. So yeah. So that is the thing that I really appreciate. Just when I have some kind of mentors around me who try to teach me and to put me in practice and everything. So that it's not only spoken word that you have to act, you have to do actions. Yeah. In that point when I started to believe at the role of the youth, yeah, especially in the crisis, because right now the context in Syria are not so very much encouraging, especially for youth, but there's a lot of youth movement right now in Syria, and that's really surprising, because the people start to know their rights and their responsibility. They start to discover, we can say, that they need each other. They need to collaborate. They need to see each other. They need to know each other. So no matter what's happening in the Syrian context, for the political, social, and all kind of contexts, and all of the people that is around me in Lebanon, especially, whenever I say to them that I'm willing to go back to Syria and stay in Syria and complete my whole work in Syria, they just mention that you're crazy. Yeah. Everybody is fleeing from Syria, and you are coming back. Why? That's it. So, and they start mentioning that examples and for the situation and oppression and everything. And then I just, whenever they accelerate the conversation, I told them that, that's exactly why I'm coming back. So I'm not leaving the country in this way. So maybe I have a very small scale impact, but at least I will try. That's it. So so I've been arrested in Lebanon. I've been arrested in Syria for my political view, for my working in the human rights field. But that's I don't know if it's quite give me a push backward or forward, but it's just kind of make me believe more that there's something need to be done. Yeah. So I go to the theater because it's really speak and unspoken, because it's already made for the thing that we cannot express by the words, so that we have stage to express. That's kind of the thing that inspires me, especially that I have no. In the previous, my background is in telecommunication and civil society work, and also political movement. But then I understand that I have to create, we can say, a container, to contain all of this work together, the political and the cultural and the arts and the civil together. So I found a theater to contain it.
So, how about your group in theater? Like, do you guys have the same structure inside? Like, no matter whatever it takes, I'm going to stay here and continue to do what you do for our family.
So I think we don't have the same structure, but that is one of the points that really push us forward. And the show must go on at the end.
I think it's really inspiring. From one person to another, that it's from one inspired and one gets inspired. And I think you are doing such an immense job in your community. I think that's a story that everyone needs to know. That the three of them here are not just doing a peacebuilding work for the sake of getting to be recognized or getting to that their faces get to know from over the world, but it's beyond that. It's more of their personal attachment or connection to the social problem that keeps them going forward and forward, like I said. So, since we're talking about your peacebuilding activities, there's from language, and as from leader, so my different combined dynamics of mechanism and you're empowering women and youth to speak up, to fight for what is right. So maybe know from each one of you the best practices that you think could inspire the peacebuilding world to inspire peacebuilding world that you think could be replicated and needs to be heard from the perspective of the others.
Well, for us, it's really quite, challenging. That somehow, it's really challenging in our part that we cannot just change the word just a single, that it really takes time, it really takes process in us. But as we stand, as our point of view actually, that empowering women in the community is empowering the world as a whole. So for us, we really stand to that kind of perception that really a single woman can actually change the world and the community as a whole. So that's the really happen, that's the really our stand for that we should encourage, we should really motivate women in this community, in this world, actually, for them to really have the good will and foster this kind of peace within our own perspectives. So let us continue. Let's continue encouraging women for them to really open their mind and go for the comfort zone for them to scale and for them to let the peace happen in the community.
Thank you so much for your best practice that you want to share for peacebuilding world.
The peacebuilding world, sometimes in my place, there is conflict between Christian and Muslim. So I think what we can do for the youth, especially in my place, is to share some knowledge that can help them to prepare themselves so that they cannot be misunderstood with what's going on between Christian and Muslim. So, like last time, I attended a similar peace training program in India, and through that experience, when I returned, I also I share the knowledge like how to analyze conflicts with different tools and so on in order to prepare our youth so that when they face conflicts, they will take it slowly. They will not do something to harm people.
Yeah, I forgot also to mention about our practices that in our organization, actually, we're doing the legislative advocacy. Before the Baltimore Organic Law was ratified, we actually do this legislative advocacy to our national government. So through that legislative advocacy, we're really encouraging the genuine participation of women, and not that a declaration in the government, but as a genuine participation in the government, wherein they were able to participate and involve and have the rights to have the decision making in the government. Because the law will deal with that. So they must have the rights to actually voice their rights and raise their issues and concerns within their community. So I think that's the best practices that we can do. The legislative advocacy wherein all the women sit together. That's why under the Baltimore Organic Law, we're able to put the sectoral seat for women and youth. So now we don't need to vote actually for women and youth, but there's already a law that actually reserves seat for our women and youth. So I think that's also one of our achievements and the most highlighted achievement that we can say, that we're able to participate to have the sectoral seat for women and youth for our current government in the bar. So yeah.
That's a good achievement, no? To providing, and not just to provide, but to also institutionalize the space or platform for you or for women in the process of Baltimore government. It's also the same with you, considering the dynamics. I think that you guys share together, like what you mentioned problems, the conflicts arising, and your mode or the best practices that you have in educating the youth and giving the space that they need. So it's the same also, I think, that we wanted to hear from Anas. Like, what are the best practices and the specific practice that you wanted to share to the peacebuilding world?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm not domestic of anything. Come next. But yeah, the context or the world that we are living in, I'm sorry for that word, but it's quite a shitty world that we are living in. But no matter what, we are here and we are trying to make it better, to make it a better place. So yeah, I'm quite pessimistic about anything, but I'm a practical guy. So I don't like to speak a lot and complaining about everything. Yeah, just happening and just happening. There's a lot of challenges and difficulties and risks. Because go and act, go and do something for that. No matter what it is, it's so small, but just go. So yeah, I believe in the best practice for the peace building is dialogue, really. Because whenever I do interactive theater performance, the best thing that I love about working in this tool, that it creates a safe place for discussion between different people, also sharing stories, sharing experiences, and different perspective from different people, so they can become. I don't know if we can love each other. No, we only want them to accept and respect at least. So so the best practice that I am doing is the dialogue. The safe space for dialogue.
Thank you, Anas. Anas mentioned that the relevance of dialogue that we all share together in the peacebuilding world. So it's also interesting for our part also to get outside also from the conversation and look after for some of your answers in our questions in this video. So one of our questions is, since we're talking about your social divides, the ownership that you have in your community, and how do you address that, the legitimacy of having the problem and addressing it, and not just really and not addressing it by means of being popular or what, and also like what you mentioned, your whys. Like, why are you still there? Why am I still here despite the conflicts arising at my back and in front? So my question is, what is your deepest why as of the moment? What is your biggest or deepest why as of the moment? Why?
Because we need to meditate.
Do you want me to start? I regret it. So my biggest why.
Maybe I can start.
Yes, please do.
Because my biggest why right now is that I've been in the process that I want all of the youth in my age to be in a quite similar process. Because I believe in the political and the civil awareness, and its importance to the country, to the conflict, if you can say. So I believe that all of the youth, most of the youth, are aware of the political perception, you can say, political views, and political history that they are living in, and also all of them know their rights and their responsibility to work the community. They will start to make a movement toward positive change. They will start to believe in the non-violent terms and culture, and they will start to deliver it and promote it into the society. So that is my biggest why, I can say. So to promote the thing that I have left before to the others.
It's like you answered the question, why is there a need to promote or to come up with a space that would include youth why do we need to have a space for youth to be part of the process, no? So I think that's an interesting why. So further,
I'm still thinking on this question. Very hard question. Why? According to all programs that my friends and I from church have been running, we always come to this question also why? Why these people, these friends of us who their parents are active members of our church don't come, don't join our programs. Why they are becoming passive in participating in all of our programs? So, we have been trying to do our best, but it's still becoming the question. Why? And we always do our best, like by creating programs that can interact them to come, like competitions, do soccer, volleyball, trying to get to know, what does he like to do, or he likes to do this. We try to do some activities about that in order to get the person and the people to come, but still they don't come to join us, although their parents are active members in our church. So sometimes we just don't know why. Yeah. Because I have the responsibility to bring them in, and sometimes I also question myself whether I'm not the right person for this responsibility.
then do you have answers or hunches about why? Why are they passive? And do you have something in your mind? Or should it include as well?
This question also have been asked to my church leaders. Like sometimes when there are too much pressure, or like their parents asking me, "What have you been doing? My children are still there. What do you do?" Like that. I always go to my church leaders and tell them about these things, and they always encourage me. Like, it's okay. If they have come, if they are here in the church, it means that it's the end of the world. Like, problem is always there. That's what my church leaders say, that there will be people, there will be passive members and there will be active members. So just do your best, and if they don't want to interact, it's okay.
Thank you so much. How about you?
Yes. Well, I just want to go back with our election last May 13, 2018, just last week. Yeah. My biggest why is for our leaders as a whole. So why we have to step forward, or why don't we try to step forward to look at our communities, especially in the grassroots areas? Because somehow we see politicians, not all politicians, but somehow we saw politicians that are not actually really, genuinely providing those basic services that they should actually provide to us in the community level. So I'm looking forward that biggest why that the government should address, not totally. As a person, we know that we cannot provide everything to all our people, but please try to genuinely step forward to the communities, live with them, and make a change for them. Let them lead, and let them know, you know what? Let them know the stories of the communities, and not just sit in the position of owning that position without doing something, or without any doing something like in that kind of community. So somehow, maybe that's why it's really for our politicians, our leaders, those new set leaders elected last May 13, 2018. I'm looking forward for them to step forward in the communities, live with them, and do their genuine job as leaders in the community. So I think that's the biggest why that I have to answer. I myself should involve to that biggest why, and I think all of us should actually involve ourselves to answer our own biggest why. So I challenge the audience to at least think also think the biggest why in your life and make a change.
I have a comment here. The basis of what she was mentioning, that just to emphasize that working with with the beneficiaries, not for the beneficiaries. Yeah, in order to maintain the positive change. Yes, with them.
Yeah, thank you, Alice, for that. And Suhaila. So it goes back to challenging the peace-building world to do something like what Suhaila said, especially on the election and different peace-building or social divides that we're confronting. So the peace-building world, for the audience, have also the chance to answer the question by tweeting it on Twitter using the hashtag MPI Public Forum. And maybe later we'll get to know it, what are your biggest whys, right? So yeah, I think before we go to the breaks, maybe we have also the last question. Yeah, it's more of, I think, a prayer or a hope for our community. So it's like giving us what are your hope or what is your hope for your community as of now, from your heart.
Yeah, for me, my hopes and aspiration, or especially BARM, the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, where I'm living in, my hopes and aspiration for them is to believe that we can still do, and not yet done, and not yet over for us to change, to make a change in the BARM. I know that expectedly our leaders are in the transition period, and let's engage. Let's deal with them, with our leaders who are actually trying for us to change and to have the progress and development in the BARM. I know that we're experiencing the armed conflict, still armed conflict in the SPMS box, but we do believe that we can still do more. And it is not about our leaders, but it is about us. It is about the communities, it is about us, that it deals with us. It is our stories that actually we need to answer also. And also we have to at least address this and raise this to our leaders and, let's bridge the gap. Do not put barriers behind us. So we have to knock out and we have to punch the biggest barrier that actually hinder us to have this harmonious and peaceful communities that we're actually aiming for.
Yeah, I think I'm more interested if you were the one who's talking to your fellow person. If these people are the people from your community, these are the leaders, these are from your community in Lanao, and the stakeholders to combine. So speaking directly to them, what is your hope for them?
Well, my hope for them is really have the peaceful and harmonious relationship that we can build. Because in the BARM areas, we have the non-religious people, we have the Christians, we have the Muslims. And I think for that unity and for that diversity, we can actually do more in our communities. So looking forward, we're really looking forward for a progressive and well-developed BARM in these years and for the following years. Actually, BARM is not just for our generation today, but it's actually for the generation of our future generation as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Suhaila. So how about you? What is your hope for your fellow generation?
So after dealing with your your passiveness in the youth fellowship, I hope that wherever you are, whatever you are doing, I hope it's something good that will bring positive things into your life. Because I believe that you are not a good person when you are an active member in the church. It doesn't necessarily that you have to be an active member. So whatever you do, I hope that it can bring benefit into your life.
Thank you, There's hope for his fellows is to have a solidarity or to have a unity from inside the community, and you asking them, your fellow community here, the leaders, to move forward and to make sure that every story should be heard for not a single minority group should be deprived of an opportunity that they deserve, especially social services, as we said. So for Anas, what is your goal? Look at your community.
Okay. There is the leaders, right? Yeah. Just point. Which one of them is the leader? Okay. Okay, so maybe just sitting there or standing there or being there is some kind of resistance. Really, don't flee. Really, don't flee. Just try to be there and try to confess that the conflict is necessary. So we need that conflict to discover ourselves and the others, and try to embrace it and invest in the conflict to find a way to maybe understand the rights and the responsibility for each one of you. So just being there is some kind of resistance. So just stand and sit.
Yeah, I think it's also a shared vision or shared opinion about the relevance of investing in peace. No? That the conflict is there and it's happening. It should be there, and I think it's also a thing also for our leaders here, for the community, to reflect and to move forward for the community and for the betterment of our status. No? So I think I have to go back again because it's giving me a sense of inspiration to ask. So Hyla, you mentioned that you experienced different social challenges, given the hope that you have, given the methods or the interventions that you have. But how does that compel you? How does that compel you inside you to move forward and seek, explore potential activities? Because I think in our level, or we are not that satisfied or fulfilling our own interventions. And how do you do that?
Yeah, it's quite challenging again. I think all the questions are quite challenging to us. And I think, as a young individual that actually believing that we can do more, we can do a lot actually. As a young, it doesn't mean that we really do not isolate. We should not isolate actually ourselves. We do not isolate those stories, experiences, those things that happen in our community. We should actually raise the joy. We should actually own it. We should actually, put that stories to be written and for them to be heard. So I think what compelled me actually, or what forced me actually to do such things and to do more such things in order to really achieve the kind of change, for me, it's my stories. Not just about my stories, it's actually about the stories of young individuals, especially women's stories, in the Mindanao who are actually believing that there's really a change and it begins us, it begins within us, and it begins with our communities, and it begins with the youth. So for me, what's the first thing and what's the biggest thing that actually motivates us is the stories of different people, individuals in our community that looking for their hopes also, for their own inspiration also, to look forward for a better and a good and at least, a genuine, we're really looking for the genuine leadership that we have in the bar. So for me, I think that's the biggest thing that actually, not just me, but I think all of us are looking for that betterment within our own communities and inshallah in the whole country, in the Philippines and our own countries as a whole.
Yeah, it's also going back again, speaking of betterment, youth involvement. After the training that we have in the MPI, do you have something in your mind now that you wanted to continue or to start with, considering that you have tons or several methodologies of approaches that you learned from your facilitators, from your peers? If ever, what are those activities or interventions that you
First of all, we have discovered that we are not alone. There are international and million people who are working toward this building. So we are not alone. We are not strangers. We are not aliens, really. Because I when anyone hear that you work in the field of peace building, oh, I'm a prisoner. There's no peace. There's no such a thing as a peace. So yeah, I think for me that will motivate me all the time that I'm not alone, that I'm not struggling alone. So there's a lot of people that believe the same cause that I believe in. So that's the first thing. Second thing, yeah, this center for the last week it has been just like a really big resource for knowledge, yeah, and exchanging experiences between the others, yeah, between when I say that I faced that problem in that situation, and there's some guy from Indonesia say that I face the same problem, but I deal with it in this way. Then there's someone from Philippines says that, oh, I deal the same, it's a quite similar problem, but I deal with it another way. So that kind of knowledge and learned lesson that I earned from last week, and I want to keep on learning in the next 2 weeks. So that's what I'm bringing back with me.
For me, it's inspiring. I think it also speaks for the whole MPI learning that such narrative exists after 1 week of the training. And with her, same question about MPI. What will you bring here?
Yeah, so after taking the class with Paolo, I learned that actually conflict is normal. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's an opportunity that's given to me to bring change in my community. So, like in my case, there is conflict between active parents in my church and the active members of parents in my church and their children who are not active. This is a conflict between them, and how I, as the entrepreneur, come in this situation and bring change, positive change, something like that.
But have you ever also felt what Anna's felt before, that he thinks that he was alone upon entering MPI? He has comrades or friends that's working with him, understanding the same concepts of peace. Do you also share the same feelings with Anna? And I think the rest, that they felt like they were alone in the process, but it was rectified upon entering the MPI. Or do you have any related experience about that?
Yeah, I have been sharing this also with my friends from Indonesia. So we all are dealing in the same situation because we are from church. So it's been helpful. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're actually in the same class with Anna's actually, and really do a lot of things, crazy things that actually make us, have this reflection and have all the things that there's a lot of realization actually that comes out after our session for the whole week, and we realize a lot of things that should be applied actually. There's a lot of realization, there's a lot of wisdom coming from Mom John and music. We really so much, and of course, Mom we really have a lot of wisdoms. I think thoughts, learning, especially doing the mapping, stages, and really, as a Muslim, we're actually doing fasting. We're thinking actually that our brain was not working, and somehow it doesn't happen. We really have this very energetic, and we really have this very synergy activities with Mom Joanne, Mom Fusion, and Mom Sharon. And those stages, mapping, conflict analysis, doing conflict sensitivity activity will really effectively and efficiently effective in applying in our own communities. So we're looking forward that those tools we can actually apply it in a real life situation, especially in peace building activities.
Thank you. How's the experience of attending MPI right now?
Well, it's good. I was not actually minding the time. That's why, it's 6 o'clock, so I need to eat. So somehow, if you're actually going to stay at home and just wait for the time, and it's really quite boring and it's really make you, hungry, than doing this kind of things. It's really productive because it's really, energetic and very productive effort of doing this kind of activity.
Yeah, thank you. you mentioned, I think you guys mentioned all the approaches and interventions that you have. But I think we wanted in the peacebuilding world also to, I think, learn a specific approach and how does that approach help you in the platform or the community that you're working with. For instance, how does conflict resolution mechanisms help you, and how does that conflict resolution approach could be a tool, for instance, for theater, for your activity unit or organization and in the church that you have. Do you think that kind of approach help you in your church in uniting and bonding those differences and come up with one united identity or something like that?
We actually really create a big space and a safe place for our communities. Somehow, we are already doing this kind of activities without knowing that we have actually this conflict-sensitive approach that we can actually use in dealing with them. So somehow, without considering their culture, without considering their gender-sensitive, actually, we might probably doing, harming them. Yeah, that's why this kind of tools was really enlighten us and ignite our minds that, that was actually good. That was really good actually in doing this kind of activities and creating that space, a big space, and a safe space actually for our young individuals and women in this kind of doing any form of activities can apply it actually. So I think with Anna's good support also because, we are in the same class.
Yeah, for sure. Because, I think that's why we are here right now. That's the purpose. To apply everything that we have learned and to try to find new approaches in applying it. So just what I mentioned before, to find safe spaces, to create these safe spaces. No matter what is the approach that you are doing, your aim is to create a safe space between many different perspectives, many different people, different backgrounds, and etc. So that's it.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time and effort to speak with us together with our audience, or as we call it, peacebuilding world. So